ladies and gentlemen, this is MacAttack Joe coming to you with something different. And that's what I always say, but this actually is kind of different than usual. This is a new MMO coming out from Grinding Gear Games, which is over in Europe somewhere, I believe. I didn't do my homework. I'm terrible at looking shit up on the internet. It's just not my forte. But this is an MMO RPG that is top-down view and is very, very close to Diablo in many ways. But I'm gonna do a quick first impressions, and then after this first little piece comes and some talking goes, I am going to explain it a little bit more. Wait for it. There's a stupid guy that talks. Are you gonna do any talking, or are you gonna be... Okay, don't talk, that's fine. Okay, so what was I gonna say? Okay, so this is just gonna be a first impressions. I found that most MMO commentary videos out there, it's hard to find a commentary person that will play it just for the sake of it and tell you if personally they like the game and they would play it. For me, this game, I would play it. I actually really like Diablo, and if you've played it before and you like it, you will like this one. It's a little bit better than Diablo in most ways. It's a little, some pieces I don't like as much, but I'll kind of touch base on those later. So, I just want to... I think you might say it when I go into this. Yeah, here he goes.
Your crimes against Oriath, you have been exiled to the sacred continent of Greyclast. The Magisters of Oriath are merciful and have granted all exiles one weapon. Choose wisely. Oriath has bestowed a gift upon you, a chance to redeem your crimes, a new life. Do not squander it.
Alright, so like the name of the MMO implies, we are in exile and we get thrown off our ship and we have to try and survive. It's a pretty normal MMO at starting. So what we got here is we have 6 different classes. This is a witch, this is a duelist, I believe, this is some sort of archer, I forget her name, this is marauder, which is like a tank or whatever. If you know MMO types, you could call him a tank. This is a shadow, which is kind of like a thief or any kind of thing like that. And this guy, I always thought for a long time that this guy would be kind of a healer or like a defensive paladin kind of thingamajig, but he's not from what I can see. For me, he was a bit big letdown. He's just does a lot of damage with two-handed weapons, so he's basically this guy, but he likes God a lot. He's a religious guy. So, I'm not gonna... They have their own little backstories, and if you click them, they'll tell you about it. They have voice acting, each one of them. But I'm going to pick my favorite, and it's this guy, and let him do some talking here.
A simple job, I was told. Silence a big mouth, get a big payout, and no one was going to be the wiser. Tidy, except for one loose end. Me. I would have kept my mouth shut. Professional integrity, it's called. Unfortunately, not something my employers believed in. They raised a toast to a job well done. I drank, and the next thing I know, I'm on this stinking crate bound for exile. It's not a complete loss, I suppose. The way I hear it, there'll be plenty of work for a man of my talents in Greyclast.
Spooky. So, that is the thief, and just so you know, if you do want some of the other classes debuted, whatever, then let me know and I'll do it. I like this game enough that I'm pretty much open to anything, and I think this is the open name. So I will... You'll see them. This guy's name is Nor. Whatever, it's one of those names I came up with when I was 10, and I liked it, so I continue to use it. So, as you can already tell, it looks... What are you saying?
Now we're on God's arse, Emma.
Shut up! Were you done talking? Usually, I haven't found that they talk that much right there. So, I'm going to... This is a quest, and I'm going to pick it up right after I talk a little bit. So, as you can tell, there is the talking system, which I believe is just enter. You can talk to people, like global chat, which is nice. Diablo never had that. You can see that this is pretty much the same. If you tab, it becomes overlay, just like normal Diablo would. But here is where we go a little bit different. Well, I guess you could say we have mana and health right there, and that's the same. But this, we have, instead of scripting, if you remember, if you've played Diablo, I'm going to relate to Diablo a lot. But Diablo had a button on this side and a button on this side, which you could correspond to left and right mouse buttons. And you had to pick each one, and you could hotkey it, but it was kind of clunky. This game takes it one step more, and it gives you one here, one for the middle mouse button, and then you have Court, which League of Legends players will find actually pretty easy to pick up on. And instead of having a belt, you do still have belts. This is the slot 4 belt. But instead of having a belt full of potions, and every time you go back to town you have to fill up the belt with potions, you have instead mana flasks. And if you read these, right click to drink, can only hold charges while in belt, and refills as you kill monsters. So instead of placing a restriction on how many potions you could have, or if you need a regeneration potion or whatever, it's about how well you actually play the game and how well you're able to kill the monsters you come upon, which I find to be, it's more of a strategy in that kind of direction. It's not more of a nuisance. And so I'm going to leave that, and I'm going to talk to this guy and let him talk.
They dumped 24 of us exiles off that ship. Guess that makes us the lucky ones. Luckier than this poor bastard beside me.
Yeah, he's like touching your crotch. Oh no, wait. I was looking at the wrong thing.
Splinter sticking out of me? I missed all the important bits. I saw smoke at those ruins up the beach. Go get some help. And I might just...
No! Get off him! Get off him! I played this starting one so much, I know what the hell is gonna happen. Alright, so I'm just gonna get this out of the way and talk again. This is the most informative I've ever been on a game, just because I like it a lot and I know a lot of information about it for no apparent reason. So I'm just gonna do the different screens that we have now. So we have an inventory screen, which is just like you'd expect from a top-down MMO. That is like this. It's got swappable weapons, which is pretty standard nowadays, and you have a world map, which is also your quest log. So remember that you don't have your own separate quest log. Your quest log is on your map, which I found very confusing. I will not do passive skills quite yet, because when I level up it'll make it much easier. Social panel, parties are easy to get into, yada yada yada. I'm gonna leave that. Character panel, just the random statistics that you got, what your character level is, which you can also find from right there. It says, oh no, wait, that's the area. Never mind, stupid, don't worry. And we got inventory again, and options panel. And as this is a free-to-play game, you don't have to buy it right off the bat. It has to have some way of making money, and it does that by microtransactions. And as you can tell, I already have one microtransaction, and that's because I bought a beta key when it was in closed beta. And they're not pay to play. I hate free to play games that they're supposedly quotation marks free to play, but people that have money and want to spend money in the game can get better weapons from the shop, which I find retarded. That takes all the fun away from the game. It's stupid, kind of like that phrase. But it actually is pretty well balanced. The shop only houses like pets, like this pet I got here, some better ones, different skins for the pet maybe, different weapon effects, different spell effects, things that don't really affect the gameplay but affect your look of the game and how people look at you. That was a rusted cask, by the way, which is a helmet, which I didn't know the first time. It really confused me. I don't even know if I'm saying that correctly, but we'll see if someone tells me if I'm wrong or not. So, there's something important I was gonna say. What the hell was I gonna say? Do I have a wand in that hand? Can I wear it? Aww. That's stupid. Maybe I can put in... Oh, you can only carry one wand at a time. Well, that's stupid. Didn't know about that. I've already done this once. The first time I tried it, my commentary didn't come through, and it was just me playing Path of Exile. And, I don't know, it's just kind of... What the hell? There's a unique in the inventory, not inventory, but in the chat that I want to look at. What is this? Blah, blah, blah. Is the best two-hander mace in the game unless there's 60+ ones. Holy shit, that's a nice one. Wow. It's not the best due to the mods. What mods? What? Alright. Blah blah blah. So I'm just gonna, I guess I could explain what it is I'm doing. I'm gonna do an hour or so, up to the second quest, you could say, of Path of Exile on this character. If you want more, if you want different characters to be shown on my channel, let me know. If you want more of me just playing Exile as it is, just let me know that as well, and I will be sure to do it because I like this game quite a bit, and I've been waiting for it to reach open beta, which it just did last week, I believe. Oh, that's leads me into my new topic. So yeah, remember, if you want me to play this game more, just let me know. On to the next tangent of awesomeness. Shit, now I got another tangent to talk about. The game has just entered closed beta, open beta, as I say, and the difference between this open beta and a different game's open beta is that this is the transition was the last character wipe, which is why I've been waiting to play this game until now. So when the open beta closes and the game goes full retail, all your characters will not be wiped, promised by Grinding Gear Games. They said that this is the final one. Everyone's characters that are there will stay there. So it's not a beta per se. It's basically, what they're basically doing is covering their asses in the best way possible, as I can say it. They're covering their asses so that they can put out the game, but they can have excuses for glitches and mistakes and shit like that. So I really appreciate it when a company does that, because it shows. I can't speak properly. I can't relay this information properly. It just doesn't pour out of my head like I wanted it to. It relates to me that the company actually cares about their people that they're going for. They're not just in it for the money. They want to produce a game that people will enjoy in the long run. And here's another tangent for you. Guess what this is? This is the skill tree. As right here, where is it? Passive skill. Is it? Yeah, passive skills panel. And this is like any other game where RPG, you have different skills that you can level up. But the difference in this game is that all of this is every single character's skill point tree combined. But they all start at different points. As you can tell, this is me right there. I'm pointing at it like you should see it. This thing right here is me. But every character has their own little circlet on this wheel. I don't know who that would be. I'm guessing that might be a character you can unlock or something. So if you wanted to, since I am a thief, so I'm fairly slight, you could, if you wanted to, make me into spellcaster wherever the witches is, and she'll have witch's skills that you can level up, and you can get her kind of abilities in that sense. Say the witch is right here, and I wanted to get some spell casting or mana regeneration or whatever. I could lead this trail, go over here, and go up to hers and take all these ones instead of having the vicinity right here. It'll take more, but it creates character depth that is amazing. You will not have a character the same as anyone else's because there's so many ways you can do it.